He buried the woman he loved, until her twin revealed a secret at the funeral that shattered everything he thought he knew. What he uncovered next led him on a heart-pounding search across continents, chasing whispers of a child he never knew existed. But when he finally saw her face, the real story began. Stay with us. This is not just a tale of loss, but a breathtaking journey of love, betrayal, and a reunion that will leave you speechless. Watch till the end, because the final twist will break your heart, and then heal it. Before we dive into this powerful story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss a single moment of our life-changing content. Like and share this channel with others, because this is more than just storytelling. Every tale we share carries a deep message, a moral lesson, and the power to inspire and uplift. Join us on this journey. Let us grow, heal, and learn together. He thought her twin was dead, but what she discovered at the funeral changed everything. My name is Ethan Blake. And if you had met me 10 years ago, you would have met a man broken beyond repair. I built empires. Skyscrapers rose under my name. But I lost what mattered most, long before I realized it. It all began on a rainy Tuesday in New York. I stood in front of a casket. Her casket. Anna. My fiancée. The woman I was supposed to marry in 2 weeks. A car crash. A thunderstorm. An instant. That was all it took. They told me she was gone on impact. I never saw the body. They said it was too burned to identify. But I had her ring. Her necklace. The one I gave her the night I proposed. I stood there, numb. Her twin sister, Eliza, stood beside me, holding back sobs. Her hair drenched. Eyes hollow. She looked just like Anna. Too much like her. Sometimes I could not tell if it brought me comfort or torment. That funeral changed something in me. Not just the grief, but the look Eliza gave me, just as the casket was lowered. Like she wanted to scream something, but held back. I did not ask. I did not want to know. I buried Anna. And buried my heart with her. Years passed. I drowned in work. I scaled my tech company to global heights. People called me a genius. A legend. A self-made billionaire. But I was a ghost wearing a suit. Every board meeting. Every interview. Every award. I felt nothing. Until Eliza showed up again. Not at a family event. Not at my office. But on the roof of a hospital. Holding a child in her arms. Her child. A little girl. With eyes that mirrored mine. Ethan, she whispered, her voice trembling. You need to hear this. I froze. The child turned. She smiled. Same dimples as Anna. Same spark. My breath caught in my throat. Eliza, what is this? I asked, voice cracking. She bit her lip. Stepped forward. Tears shimmered in her eyes. She is not mine, she said. I stared at her, confused. What are you talking about? Eliza looked down at the little girl. Her name is Hope, she said. And she is Anna's daughter. My world tilted. Anna's what? But she died. No, Eliza said softly. She was taken. My knees buckled. I sat on the cold steel bench behind me, heart racing. Eliza knelt beside me. After the crash, there was a mix-up. She was alive, but someone else claimed her. Said she was their wife. She had amnesia, Ethan. No, I whispered. That is not possible. She was kept hidden. Out of state. Under a different name. I only found out 2 weeks ago. I stared at Hope. She played with a small pink elephant. My favorite animal as a child. I gave Anna one just like it when we first met. I pressed my fingers to my temples. I do not understand, I said. Why now? Eliza looked up. They are coming for her, she said. Who? She glanced over her shoulder. Eyes scanning the rooftop. The man who took Anna. The one who raised Hope as his own. He knows we found out. And he is not letting go. My heart thundered. Where is Anna now? I demanded. Eliza hesitated. Then she placed a folded note in my hand. I opened it. My eyes scanned the letters. Handwriting I would never forget. Ethan, if you are reading this, it means Eliza found you. I remember everything now. The truth, the lies, the love. Please protect Hope. He will come for her. And I cannot run anymore. My hands trembled. The note slipped from my grip. Eliza caught it. She is hiding, she whispered. But not for long. I stood slowly. Years of power, wealth, and status felt meaningless. But for the first time in a decade, I felt something ignite inside me.
Purpose.
Fury.
Hope.
Eliza, I said, my voice steady.
Take me to her. She hesitated. Are you sure?
I looked down at the child, at the eyes that mirrored mine.
I have already lost Anna once, I said.
I will not lose her again. And just as I reached out to take Hope into my arms, a phone buzzed in Eliza's pocket.
She pulled it out. Her face paled. They found her, she whispered. I clenched my jaw, took Hope's hand,
and said the words that would change everything. Then we are not running anymore. Eliza's eyes widened. You do not know what he is capable of, she whispered. I met her gaze. I do not care. Hope tugged on my sleeve. Are you my daddy? She asked softly. The question pierced deeper than any wound I had ever known.
I knelt down, looked her in the eyes.
My voice shook. I am now.
She smiled,
wrapped her tiny arms around my neck. And in that single moment, the emptiness in my chest cracked.
Light crept in.
But there was no time to feel, only to act. We drove through the city in silence. The kind of silence heavy with truth. Eliza clutched the note in her lap, fingers trembling. The rain started again, just like the day Anna died. Except now, I knew she was out there.
Afraid. Alone.
And still loving me enough to send that note. We pulled into a rundown motel off the edge of town.
Room 27. The blinds were shut. No lights on.
Eliza handed me a keycard. She checked in here under a fake name.
I nodded.
My heartbeat thundered as I stepped out of the car. Hope stayed in the back, drawing suns on fog glass.
I walked to the door.
Hand shaking, I tapped the card. Green light blinked.
I pushed the door open and saw her. Anna. Alive.
Standing in front of the window.
Thinner. Paler. But unmistakably her. She turned slowly. Her eyes met mine. And the world stopped. My breath caught. My throat locked.
I stepped inside, barely able to speak.
Anna. She stared. Then whispered. Ethan. Her voice broke. She stumbled forward. And I caught her.
We held each other for what felt like eternity.
My tears soaked her shoulder. Hers soaked mine.
Neither of us spoke, because words would have broken what that moment held.
Then she pulled back, looked into my eyes,
and whispered, he knows where I am.
A chill ran through my spine. Who is he, Anna?
Who did this to you?
She looked down,
then opened her blouse slightly, revealing a faint scar above her collarbone.
Branded, with initials. MJ. I froze. That name. That symbol.
I had seen it once before.
On a business proposal.
Years ago. From a man I refused to partner with. A man known for his empire built not on innovation,
but intimidation.
Marcus Jennings. The tech magnate who vanished from the public eye. He did not disappear.
He hid. And he took Anna with him. We need to go, I said.
Anna looked behind me. Where is she?
I smiled.
She is waiting in the car.
Tears filled Anna's eyes. She is safe. I nodded.
She is perfect. Anna pressed her forehead to mine. I never stopped loving you, she whispered. I gripped her hand. We are going to fix this. But just as we turned to leave, glass shattered. A bullet punched through the window.
Anna screamed.
I shielded her with my body, and heard tires screech outside.
A black SUV. No plates. Doors opened. Men stepped out. Earpieces. Guns. Trained. Efficient.
Eliza screamed from the car. I pulled Anna behind the bed. Heart racing. Mind spinning. Stay down, I told her. I reached into my coat. Pulled out my phone. Sent one message. Protocol 7. Now. Within seconds, my private security alert system triggered. But they were minutes away. And we had seconds. A shadow moved at the door. I grabbed a metal lamp from the table. Held it like a weapon. Anna grabbed my arm. I cannot lose you again. You will not, I said. And just as the door creaked open, Hope's voice echoed from the car. Mommy. A pause. Then a voice I had not heard in years. Cold. Mocking. Controlled. Well, I guess the family is back together. Marcus Jennings.
alive,
and more dangerous than ever.
I stood, lamp still in hand,
chest rising. Every instinct in my body screamed to protect. Marcus stepped through the broken doorway.
impeccably dressed, black gloves, slicked hair,
Not a single crease out of place.
but his eyes.
His eyes were madness.
You look surprised, he said, voice smooth as glass.
Did you think I would not come for what is mine?
Anna clutched my arm tighter.
She is not yours, I growled.
He smirked. No, Ethan. She was mine.
Until her memory came back. He stepped further in, boots crunching on glass. I gave her a home,
A child. A name.
when you left her to burn.
My blood boiled.
You stole her from the crash. You branded her like property.
His expression darkened.
I saved her from a world that chews people like you up and spits them out.
I moved in front of Anna, blocking his path. He chuckled.
The billionaire prince, come to rescue his princess.
How poetic.
Behind him, one of his men moved toward the car.
Hope. I felt my pulse spike.
You touch her, and I will bury you where you stand. Marcus raised a hand.
The man froze.
A moment of tense silence filled the room. Then Marcus's tone shifted.
Low.
Measured.
Deadly.
She is the only reason you are breathing.
He looked over my shoulder. Eyes locked on Anna.
You broke the rules.
Anna stepped forward, voice trembling.
I remembered what love feels like. That broke your rules. A crack appeared in his polished facade.
He lunged. But I was faster.
The lamp crashed into his wrist. Gun clattered to the floor.
Chaos erupted. Anna screamed.
The other guard moved. But Eliza tackled him from behind, wielding a tire iron. The hallway turned into a war zone. I wrestled Marcus to the floor. He fought like a man possessed.
Desperate. Wounded. Cornered.
You ruined everything, he hissed.
You did that yourself, I spat. His fist hit my cheek.
I slammed his head into the floor.
Once. Twice. He went still. I stood, shaking.
Anna was crouched by Hope, shielding her. Eliza limped into the room. Blood at her hairline. Sirens blared in the distance. Finally,
Back up.
Anna ran to me, threw her arms around my neck.
I held her. Tight. We were bruised. Broken. But whole again. Or so I thought.
Because as the police burst in, and Marcus was dragged away in cuffs, Hope stood quietly near the window, clutching her drawing.
Tears in her eyes. She looked up at me. Daddy.
I smiled through the blood on my lip. Yes, sweetheart.
Her voice cracked.
Why did he call me his? The question sank into the room like a stone.
I knelt,
Wiped her cheek gently.
but before I could speak,
Anna placed her hand on my shoulder and whispered something that made the world stop again. Ethan, there is more I need to tell you.
I looked up at her. Her face pale. Haunted. What do you mean? She glanced at Hope.
Then back at me. When I was with him, there was another child.
My breath caught.
A chill raced down my spine. Anna, what are you saying?
She swallowed hard. Hope has a twin.
My hands went cold. The world tilted beneath me.
A twin. I whispered. Anna nodded slowly. Tears pooled in her eyes.
I never knew, Ethan. I was drugged, manipulated, told I was crazy. When I finally began remembering, flashes came, labor, 2 cries, but only one child in my arms. I stared at her, unable to speak.
Hope clutched my leg tighter. Her eyes wide. Confused.
Eliza stepped forward, her voice barely audible. Where is the other child, Anna? Anna shook her head, trembling.
I do not know. He kept them apart. He told me one died.
But now I know he was lying. Silence fell. It was the kind that screamed louder than sound. Outside, the sirens faded. But inside me,
A new storm began.
did Marcus raise her?
I asked. Anna looked down.
I do not even know if it is a boy or girl. I only remember hearing both cries.
Once.
Eliza sat heavily on the edge of the bed, hands covering her face.
Hope looked between us. Her voice small. Soft.
Mommy, do I have a sister? Anna knelt beside her, stroked her hair gently. I think you do, my love. And we are going to find her.
I stood slowly.
my chest heaving. Everything I thought I lost. Everything I thought I knew. It was all only the beginning. I looked at Marcus through the window of the police cruiser.
Blood on his lip.
Eyes burning with a hatred that still lingered.
He would not talk. Not easily. But I would make him. For Hope. For the twin she never met. For Anna.
And for the years stolen from us. Eliza stood and placed a hand on my shoulder. We have the resources, she said. You have the empire. Let us find her.
I nodded. No more running. Just then, my phone buzzed again. A message. Unknown number. One image. Blurry. Grainy. A child's face. Dark eyes.
A small pendant around her neck.
A pendant I recognized.
I had given 2 of them to Anna.
One for each child. The message read,
She remembers you. But she calls him Daddy.
My heart stopped. Anna gasped.
Eliza cursed under her breath. Hope stared at the image.
That is me, she said. No, Anna whispered.
That is your sister.
I gripped the phone.
My fingers shaking. He never let her go. He raised her under a lie.
Twisted the truth. And now,
we were not just fighting for justice. We were fighting for a child who did not even know who she truly was.
I looked at Anna. At Eliza.
At the tiny girl holding my hand. And made a silent vow. No matter what it took, I would bring her sister home. The night felt heavier than before. The kind of weight that sits on your chest and whispers truths you are not ready to face. I stared at the image again.
Zoomed in.
The girl's eyes haunted me.
Too familiar. Too innocent. Too distant.
Anna stood beside me, her breath uneven.
She looks like Hope, she said. She is Hope, I replied. Just without Hope's life.
Without the truth. Eliza paced the room. This message. Someone sent it now for a reason. Someone close to Marcus. I nodded slowly. Or someone who wants him to fall. My mind raced. There were no coincidences in a world like his. If the child was alive, if someone was leaking information, then Marcus was losing control.
Good. But also dangerous.
Cornered wolves do not run.
They bite. We moved fast.
Within hours, my legal team filed emergency motions. My security doubled. Private investigators were activated in 3 countries. All eyes on anyone connected to Marcus Jennings. We had resources.
Money. Reach.
But none of it mattered as much as what was at stake.
A child. My child. Hope's twin.
A life divided by lies. I sat in the back seat of the armored car, Hope asleep against my chest. Anna stared out the window in silence. Her hand wrapped tightly around mine. Eliza's staying with the police to oversee questioning, I said.
Anna nodded faintly.
She is stronger than I thought. She is family now, I replied.
She glanced at me, then down at Hope.
She needs to know the truth.
I swallowed. She will. But not yet.
Not until we are ready.
Anna closed her eyes. Ready, she whispered.
As if we ever really are. We returned to my estate just before sunrise. The sky painted in gray and gold. Security swept the property. Every window, every gate.
Hope slept through it all. Innocent. Untouched by the storm around her. For now.
I carried her to the guest wing. Laid her gently on the bed.
Tucked her in. Then turned to Anna. Come, I said.
You need rest too. She followed me to my study.
But neither of us sat.
The weight between us refused to settle.
She was stolen, Ethan, Anna said.
And raised by a man who taught her to hate me. Then we teach her to unlearn it, I said. She will not even know my face, she whispered. She may not want to.
I stepped closer.
Held her chin gently.
She will.
Because truth has a power that lies cannot bury forever.
A tear slipped down her cheek.
I wiped it with my thumb. She is ours, I said. And we will bring her home. Anna rested her head against my chest.
But then, a knock. 3 slow taps.
It was not a guard's rhythm.
It was careful. Coded.
I opened the door.
A man stood there. Gray coat. Scarf pulled high. Eyes sharp.
He handed me a file.
No words.
Just a look that said, read fast. Then he disappeared down the hall.
I locked the door. Opened the file.
Anna stepped behind me. Inside was a single photo. Surveillance footage.
A school gate. Children playing. And there she was. Same pendant. Same hair. Older now. Not just a baby.
Maybe 6 years old.
But her eyes. They were afraid.
Always looking over her shoulder. Below the photo was one word, scribbled in red ink.
Russia. Anna gasped.
And I knew what came next.
Not a courtroom. Not a therapy room.
But a rescue.
A fight to undo the years.
To bring a stolen child back from a life she never chose. I folded the file.
Looked at Anna.
And said the only thing I could.
We leave tonight. Anna's hand trembled in mine.
Her eyes searched my face for doubt.
But there was none. Not anymore.
I had lived with loss.
With guilt.
With hollow success and empty nights. But this
was purpose. This could be a trap, Anna whispered. I know, I said.
But if it is not, she is out there.
And she needs us. Anna nodded slowly. Her voice cracked.
She is scared in that picture, Ethan. Like she is being watched.
She is, I replied.
By the same people who tried to erase you. I turned to the window. The sun was rising now. And with it, something inside me shifted. From broken to bold. From bitter to burning. We were not just parents. We were survivors. And now, we would become protectors. By midday, my jet was prepped. Passports arranged under aliases. Clearances forged. Eliza returned from the precinct, her hair pulled back, her face set like stone. Marcus is not talking, she said. But his eyes, he knows we are getting close. I handed her the file.
She opened it. Her breath caught. Russia.
St. Petersburg, I said. International School for Diplomats' Children. Anna stood beside me, holding Hope's drawing of 2 little girls holding hands. She had added a second sun in the sky.
2 sisters. 2 lights. 1 missing.
Eliza studied the image. Then folded the paper carefully. If they are hiding her in that world, Ethan, she said, we are not just fighting a man anymore. We are fighting a system. I built billion-dollar companies in systems designed to keep people out, I replied. They underestimated the wrong father. We boarded the jet under cloud cover. Hope stayed behind, protected by my most trusted staff. She did not understand why Mommy and Daddy had to go again. We told her the truth she could handle. That girl in the picture is someone very special, I said. Your sister.
Her eyes widened, but she smiled. Not with confusion. With wonder.
I knew I was not alone, she whispered. Anna hugged her tightly.
You never were. We kissed her goodbye. And left her safe. Then took flight. Straight into the storm.
12 hours later, we landed. Snow drifted across the tarmac. The cold bit through our coats as we stepped into the shadowed silence of St. Petersburg. But none of it mattered. Because somewhere in this frozen city, a child waited. A girl with Anna's eyes. With my blood. A life lived in the shadow of lies. I would tear those shadows apart. One name at a time. Our driver pulled up to the curb. A silent man in a wool hat. He handed me a phone as I slid into the back seat.
A message played. A voice distorted. Familiar. But wrong.
She remembers lullabies, the voice said. She hums them when she cannot sleep. She clutches the necklace when she is afraid. Anna's eyes filled with tears. She wants to believe you are real. But we told her you are ghosts.
A pause. Then the voice added.
Be careful what you awaken. Some truths were buried for a reason.
The line cut. My grip tightened.
I met Anna's gaze. Let them hide behind warnings, I said. I came to awaken everything they tried to bury.
Outside, the car turned a corner.
And there it was.
The school. Gates high. Security tight. But I saw her. Through the fogged glass. On the playground.
A little girl standing alone. Clutching a necklace identical to Hope's.
My heart cracked. She looked up. Our eyes met. She froze. Then tilted her head.
Just like Hope did when she was curious. I opened the door. Stepped into the snow. And whispered the beginning of a reunion no one was ready for. Her name, I said to Anna, is Faith. She stood across the snowy yard. Small. Still. Fragile. Yet something in her presence struck me with more force than all the storms I had weathered in business, in loss, in grief.
Her eyes searched mine. Not with fear.
But recognition. Anna stepped beside me.
Her breath caught. She sees us, she whispered. I nodded, my heart pounding. She feels us. We took a step forward. Slow, gentle,
respectful of the years we had missed, the memories she had been given, and the truth she had never been told.
A teacher moved toward her, confused, guarded.
But Faith raised her hand, stopped the teacher without a word, and walked to us. Each footstep in the snow sounded like thunder in my chest.
When she reached us, she looked at Anna, then at me,
then whispered softly, "Do I know you?"
Anna knelt,
tears slipping down her cheeks. "You do not know us yet," she said gently, "but we know you." I crouched beside them, my voice trembling.
"You are Faith.
You are our daughter."
She blinked slowly,
looked down at her necklace,
then up again.
"I dreamed about your faces," she said. "I thought they were stories."
Anna nodded.
"They were memories, trying to find their way back." Faith reached out,
touched Anna's cheek.
Her hand lingered. Then she stepped into her mother's arms.
I watched them.
And every wall I had built inside me, every scar I had hidden beneath wealth and silence,
crumbled. She turned to me, uncertain, but curious.
"Are you my dad?"
I could not speak.
I just opened my arms.
She stepped in, and that embrace,
that first embrace, healed something far deeper than any doctor or dollar ever could. It took weeks to unravel the lies,
to fight the system, to protect her. But we did, because truth is stubborn.
Love is stronger than fear. And family, real family, is not about perfect beginnings. It is about finding your way back, no matter how lost the path may seem.
Faith met hope.
They clung to each other like stars reunited after years apart.
Twin souls, split by cruelty,
restored by love. Eliza stood beside us at the reunion.
Quiet, proud.
The aunt who had sacrificed everything for a story most people would never understand. And as we watched our daughters laugh together in the grass outside our home,
Anna took my hand. "You did it," she said. "No," I replied. "We did." She smiled,
wiped a tear from my cheek. We found Faith again. I looked at the two girls, running barefoot in sunlight, laughter rising to the heavens, and whispered, "No, we never lost her." Moral of the story: sometimes, life will break you in places you never imagined. It will rob you of peace, of clarity, of time itself. But never let it rob you of hope. Never stop searching for what was stolen. Never stop loving those who seem out of reach. Because truth always finds its way home. And when it does, it brings more than healing. It brings meaning,
purpose,
and the quiet, unshakable joy of knowing you were never truly alone.
Not in the pain, not in the waiting, not in the journey.
You just had to keep believing.
In love, in redemption,
and in the faith you forgot you had. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comment below, and let someone know. You are never alone.